Cool. I see something. Test, test, 1, 2. Hope you all can hear me. Um, yeah, we're starting out with the cylinder this time. Nice. This is the fire sprinkler. I can hear myself. Quality looks good. Cool. Just gonna refresh so you can see the chat. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We have Antoine on deck again today doing a stream. He's a real trooper doing it twice in a row. He literally volunteered for that. That takes guts because you know it's interesting streaming in front of a bunch of people. It's not for everyone, but he does an excellent job at it. So hey everyone, yeah, it'll just be a regular development stream. We'll be seeing Antoine model a fire sprinkler. No special information this stream, unfortunately. I did really want to try and get John or Sean, someone to pop in, but at best they said that maybe one of them can pop in like the last 5 minutes just to say hi and tell you guys how things have been going. But unfortunately, I don't have anything special to reveal, which sucks because it would have been really cool. But in the meantime, you know, I'll definitely try and answer stuff where I can. And if I can't answer any questions, I'll definitely write them down and forward them to John or Sean. But yeah, today I mentioned the fire sprinkler Tuesday, but we ended up doing a padlock, which looked very nice. But today Antoine will be working on this. He was doing some artsy stuff earlier for a paintbrush, and yeah, we'll see where this goes. Apart from that, it might be a pretty chillax stream today, but yeah, once again, thank you all for trickling in here. It's nice to have you guys pop in, but no special news today. So if you're hoping for something like that, if you don't normally watch the streams and just popped in for something, you probably don't need to watch this one. But hey, Antoine's sick at modeling. I love watching this man. So if you want to stay around and see him work his magic, feel free. Yeah. How many movies will there be to watch in Town Square? All I've heard so far is that there will be public domain movies available. I haven't been given a list. I know John has been focused on getting the karaoke set list down recently. Last Friday, he got the like some sort of public performance license you need in order to have that in a video game that's using real music. And then he was getting a bunch of songs. I made sure he got Africa by Toto, but that's pretty much it. Not too sure what the set list will look like, but it's exciting because that's going to be a very fun feature. And I'll try and get you a list for that eventually. But in terms of the movies, I'm not too sure yet. I will also write that down because there's still, even with public domain stuff, you have to be careful if there's advertising in a movie for something else that's still covered under copyright. It's fairly convoluted. So write that down. Ask John for a movie set list. Cool. I see some of the mods trickling in. Thanks so much, guys. It's always great to see you guys lend a hand. They volunteer their hours for free and help answer questions, and they're much quicker at it than I am. So I'm very grateful for that. Sophios, is there a way to copy books and artwork in Town Square? If so, can only the creators copy them? I feel I asked this before, actually, and it might have been for you in the past. 1 second. Let me look through my giant page of Twitch clips. I have one thing on plagiarization here. Let me toss this into the Twitch chat for you. Um, Hopefully this addresses it, but I might have asked it again. I'm just going to do another quick skim. Because I definitely understand your worry. You don't want to write something cool and then have someone, you know, take ownership of that. That's never fun. I'll shoot you the other Twitch clip on Discord if I can find it. But there's the one at least about the plagiarism. Is it going to be a mechanic job in case your vehicle breaks down? In the full game, you will be able to work as a mechanic, and it won't be a desk job. You'll be driving around helping out people. It's more interactive that way. Let me see if I can summon some information for you. Because it usually comes up when people ask about tow trucks. Um, this was asked back in January 23rd. The information should be fairly up to date, but here I'll post something about the mechanic role for you guys. Oh, hey Jade. Nice to see you pop in. Will I be able to throw parties in my penthouse? Hopefully. You'll definitely be able to invite people over. Yeah, Jade has been doing a lot of the apartment stuff. He's been putting in a lot of work for interior design, so that's pretty cool. Then we got so many artists doing so many cool things. Philippe is definitely good with the environment. Antoine here is awesome at props. Everyone is really like, you guys all have your specific strengths, but you're all really versatile too. So really nice to have artists on board like you guys. How's the refuel system? Let me take a look through my notes. Fuel. This is an extremely old Twitch clip, Mr. Greek Survivor. In fact, it was back when they were still doing the gaming hours. Hey, Cyber, I see you in there. Um, so I think the clip will have them playing CSGO, but there's one clip on fuel. Tell me if the links are working, by the way, because I know that sometimes they get stuck and they don't pop up, they don't get embedded properly, but fuel, and we'll throw one in there about how often you need to refuel your car. I asked this back in November. The person who is modeling, that is Antoine, one of our awesome artists on board, part of Asylum. Hailing from one province over from where the office is. He's in Quebec. Pretty cool place. Lots of good gamers there, to be honest. For little esports tournaments we have in Ottawa, they usually come over and destroy us, but it is what it is. Let me scroll up. I'm already missing some questions. I'll try and go as fast as I can, but I have been known to be slow as molasses, whereas the moderators are ultra quick. Um, Here, let me try and find something about televisions. One moment, because I saw someone asking about the streaming, and I should find the clip about private theaters or cinemas. Here we go. So there's one thing on it, Red Arrow. Try and get you some more information, because I know that we talked about how you could manipulate the TVs and things like that, and like not necessarily ones that in your house. But I don't have that information right now. But YouTube streaming, definitely going to be a thing in private theaters. It's weird calling them private theaters, but in the full game, there will be somewhere you can go in with your friends and you can just watch movies that you want or YouTube video URLs. For Twitch, we have the tech to do Twitch, but I think that there's some sort of thing we need to get permission from them in order to use like a specific codec or something like that, because if Twitch integration was that easy to do, it's kind of strange how not many games have done something like that before. But YouTube seems to be fine. I'll definitely check with John where possible. Um, Scrolling down. Sorry for missing questions, guys, if it scrolls out of view. Oh shoot, the last link is not working. My apologies. Um, what launcher do we use? Like Steam? Kane already answered this, but yes, Identity will be going up on Steam. It is already, I can access it, but it's like only for a few selected people. Basically, the guys in the office and a few devs outside of the office can get the current builds. But we will be using Steam. The day Town Square goes live, you will be able to click like a show Steam key button, or you'll be able to see your Steam key somewhere in your account details or shop page. It'll be somewhere on the Identity website. And you'll also probably get an email saying, hey, you can get this now. So when you do that, if you have the founder pledge reward package or above, which gives you access to the modules, you'll be able to take your key, go on Steam, punch it in, and you'll be able to grab Identity. No word on if you'll be able to preload it or anything like that. But that's pretty much the gist of it. They'll make sure that you get your keys. But yeah, Steam is a really nice platform to use. So. Um, Voice system. All right, 1 second, because we have someone asking about the voice, and I know that based on your position around objects, it will affect the projection of audio. It's called occlusion, I think. Here, I found the proper clips. So this one, it's underneath the heading, how far will our voices be projected in game? We'll make sure that the links work this time. Just one. And here comes the second one. From what I understand, if there's an object in front of you, it'll behave like, oh, hey, if you're speaking into a wall, your voice won't go very far. But if you're speaking in an open area, it'll project in all around you. So that's pretty cool. Here's the second one, sorry. John might actually also mention in that clip that it might take into account the kind of material objects are made of, but I don't have time to watch both of them, so you'll just have to take his word for it if you pop those open. Can you play stuff from YouTube in-game, not from public domain films? Not in Town Square, you won't be able to use the cinema to play stuff that's like from YouTube. Mostly because I believe that this private theater Motown mentioned will be available somewhere else in the game world. Town Square is based off of Ash Hill, and the section that we're offering doesn't currently include the special theater, but I can definitely check if you can do that for stuff in your apartment. I want to say yes, but I would love to have a dev just to clarify that, because even if it's a yes, I don't know if it would be right at Town Square's launch or if it will be added in later. So. Oh, red arrow, is that the Pokken Pikachu emblem? Nice. Emote, I should say, emoji. Alvis Twitch. I don't know who was talking about a karaoke contest, but it's something I've been trying to get devs to do with me for a while. No one else wants to sing except for maybe Mark. He just gave me a maybe, but um, still thinking of a way we can demo that, like as Asylum, like as a group. But everyone's too embarrassed to show their vocal cords. I mean, I will be trash if I sing on karaoke, but should be funny at least. But yeah, no, today is just a regular development stream. Antoine's doing some cool stuff with this fire sprinkler, though. It's not an ordinary object by any means. It's got some weird details that gonna be tricky. But in the future, like for some streams, as long as the people sitting beside me in the office are okay with it, I could try and sing. um, skimming through my bag of Twitch clips. Soptios, I swear I had that asked, but I can't really find it right now about artwork being copied. I do know that the original piece of artwork will have some sort of special denotation, like this is the original copy, and anything produced off of that will not have that special indicator. But apart from who can copy it, I don't quite remember. I'll have to get back to you on that. I don't want to give you false information. How much more will the packages cost after the website changes? That is a good question. We basically did this big spreadsheet. It was mostly, it was a combination effort between Leah, Motown, John, and I kind of just watched. I didn't really help too much, but they have the idea of what they want to like change pretty much. Um, but I myself don't know the exact prices because I don't have in possession with me the spreadsheet of changes to the shop. They also know what they will be adding with the new one and what they will be removing for the most part. I know a lot of people have been asking me if the sports car will stay or not. I asked John today, I couldn't get a 100% confirmation on if he's going to keep that or not. But you will, at the very least, when the new site goes up, you'll have a week to get the packages as they currently are at their current prices. And then once that week is up, the site will change to offer individual items, like piece by piece. So, for example, you could buy the rusted car individually if you so choose to. But the way the packages work right now is that they're designed to give you a good deal so that if you were to buy each piece individually on the new site, it would cost more than buying the package right now. Um, um, yeah, definitely a lot of people pouring in now asking about the date. Honestly, as community manager, I'm not really involved with the development of the game very much. If anything, I kind of do customer service stuff and communicate stuff back and forth between the devs when I have asked them about how progress is going. I had John on late March and he talked a bit about it. I'll throw it into the Twitch chat, but I myself haven't heard anything of a new date or anything like that. So I know that's not really super useful news, but that's my honest take on it. I know it's a hot topic, but I literally don't know. Here, I'll grab that though for you guys. I literally just asked him, "How's progress going?" And I'll show you guys his response. If I had more news to give, I definitely would, because I am extremely curious as well. But alas, no dice. Here. If I could get one of them on today, I'd definitely throw them that question. Scrolling. Yeah, when the new website goes up, those, as I said, you'll have the week to grab the current packages as they are. As to when the new website will be up, it should be extremely soon. Like, I've been told that it should be up either before or alongside Town Square, so. One of the things the new website will have for the shop is a gift feature. I asked Liam this today, and he said, yeah, you'll be able to give people purchases. And that'll be really helpful because a lot of people have approached me about PaySafe. It sounds really cool. I didn't hear about PaySafe until I actually started working at Asylum, but it's apparently a really big thing in the UK. And I don't think we're going to have PaySafe support when the new website goes up. We will offer credit card support. But in terms of like if you can only use PaySafe, you can hopefully maybe get someone to gift something to you, pay them in cash or something like that, and get them to send you the pledge online. I think that the gifting feature is going to be a huge help, especially if we ever do giveaways again, which we most likely will. In the past, I had to like manually enable accounts in the database, and it's kind of a pain. I know Jade has given away the a few copies of the game before, and we did something around Christmas too. So but I think that's a pretty smart feature to have, honestly, because it's been pretty heavily requested. Um, will the Identity Dev team be allowing players to mod the game, like using Steam Workshop? It's an interesting topic because I've brought this up on stream a number of times, and they're always kind of like maybe, and they haven't fully decided yet. I'll try and recollect the most recent conversation. 1 second. Um, modding. Because it's cool how Asylum originally what is essentially a mod of Arma, right? It was all Altus Life, so it'd be weird if they went totally against that. But at the same time, they have told me that they want to make the game have enough customization where it won't feel like you need to do something like that, at least for a long time. They don't want to rely on mods to pretty much make the game, so to speak. Um, let's see here. This list is so big. I can't wait until Town Square is out, so I won't have to. I'll actually be able to answer questions much more efficiently because I will have been playing it alongside you guys. Okay, so this was in regard to me asking if you could change the skins of police vehicles. And this is what I believe is Motown had to say. So shoot some Twitch clips about modding to your way. Red arrow, here's one. And here's two. Um, Yeah, nice to see you guys here. I'm surprised we still get triple digit viewers, even though these haven't been tweeted out for a while. Thanks for showing up. Nice to hang out with the community. I wish I had more new information to give you guys. I truly do. I even asked John, I'm like, can I talk about 2 features that we haven't mentioned yet in Town Square? It's like, wait on it. I was like, oh, okay. Fine. They were small things, but they were cool. When will the Steam keys be sent out? As mentioned briefly earlier, you probably weren't around. The day of Town Square, there'll be something in your account you can use to access a Steam key. There might be a button that says "Get Steam Key Now" or "Click to claim Steam Key." You'll be most likely asked to log into your Steam, and then you'll link your account to your identity account. I did actually get the devs talking about this in the past. Let me see. Yes, it was around the time we had the gameplay trailer go up. I asked how people would be able to get situated for Module 1, and here you go. It's a cool name, Sim XTV. I like that. Here's 1, and here's 2. Second one is about linking the account. How do you join? Pardon me. How do you join law enforcement in the game? Well, it won't be in Town Square, but in the full game, you'll basically be able to walk into any police department or police station, whatever semantics you want to use. And if you go into the locker room, you'll be able to sign in as a cop. Now, if there are too many cops on a server, you won't be able to log in as one. Basically, it'll take a look at the max amount of population that's on the current server, and there will be some sort of ratio the game will want to keep. But once you're signed in, that's pretty much it. You'll have to do a tutorial if it's your first time. In the past, when I asked about this, they said most likely some sort of shooting test as well as a quiz to test you on what you would do in certain situations. And basically, once you're done that, you'll be in. When I asked John how difficult this quiz and this tutorial would be, he said it would be pretty easy. So, but that's really all there is to do to get onto the police force in the full game. Basically, walk into a station and sign in. One of the things about identity is that you don't have to lock yourself into a specific career, things like that. If you want, you can have one character on your account dedicated to like certain police force stuff, and then you can have another character dedicated to like criminal stuff. But you can really get the full experience out of identity with just a single character. Like you can sign in as a cop, arrest some bad guys, and then when you're signed out, you can go do some criminal activity yourself. So the freedom is there, which is nice. Will there be stores in the first module? I actually got a list of all the interiors you can access from Motown like 10 minutes before the stream went live. There will be a furniture store and a clothing store. There will be a bike shop, but it's just a show, really, because you can't access bikes in Town Square. Um, that's it for the shops that'll be there on launch. And once again, there's no currency in Town Square. You'll be able to get stuff for free, just so people can test things out. You'll walk into the furniture store, get some stuff added to your apartment inventory, and yeah, basically when we add more stuff into the game, you'll be able to just go to the shop and get the new items for free. Um, that's interesting, Perry. How players like you be dealt with in Town Square. I mean, it's in terms of moderation, there are some things that we're gonna have to look out for. Uh, Definitely with Town Square, it's gonna be a little bit weird because it's not like you'll be given a server browser. You'll kind of pop in and be put into a random server, and you can join off a friend, so you still have some control in that regard. So if your friend started playing Town Square, you can join into his server and try and get people in there. if you want to meet up with your homies. But I mean, in terms of book submissions, art submissions for the library and towns art gallery, bleh, respectively, I'm dying on stream right now. Um, yeah, we're gonna have to do a bit of manual moderation and also probably scan for like some obvious word filters and things like that. Um, there are other features that will allow you to do some cool creative stuff that unfortunately I couldn't talk about today. I wanted to, but anything you can do in Town Square that involves you having like custom content, we'll try and find a way to moderate that. We need to anyways. I'm sure I'll be extremely busy in whichever server I'm at. But in terms of the art submissions, we will have some sort of like gallery database, so to speak, on our end that we can just see all the pictures real quick. Uh, I hope I don't have to look at that all day. That won't be too fun, but there will definitely be things in place. There will be a report system. It is running through Steam, so you will have some of those resources as well to report players and things like that. Um, What are you building? Antoine is currently creating a fire sprinkler, the stuff you see on ceilings and offices and stuff like that. Looking around the room right now, we have a few, but not the most exciting object. People don't really think much of it, but it's pretty complex, really. Not the easiest object to really do, and it's very small and intricate, so it'll be a nice little addition to interiors. Uh, yeah, our time zone is the Eastern Standard Time. I see your comment there, Joseph, Canadian, I'm guessing. Yeah, we're in Ottawa. The weather has been extremely sucky, but double digits this weekend. I hope. Are the apartments on launch free, or will we have to buy them? No, you're not a one. You're not annoying, dude. It's fine. So for Town Square, everyone will be given. If you don't have anything pledged on your current pledge reward, like if you haven't purchased anything beyond just the basic module access. You'll be given an apartment to play around with. It'll be the studio apartment. It'll be small, but you'll be able to try the customization with that. When the full game comes around, you will have that removed because you didn't have it on your pledge reward. But people who do have the studio apartment purchased or a higher apartment will obviously get that. But the summary is that for the town square, everyone will be given an apartment to test things out with. In the full game, that is not the case, though. It'll be reliant on what is currently in your pledge reward package. However, you could still earn apartments using in-game money and things like that. You don't have to feel compelled to get stuff off of the shop. We definitely don't want to lock really good content out to microtransactions. We want people to be able to earn that stuff in game without feeling like they're being cheated or something like that. Any vehicles you see on the shop, you will be able to get similarly spec'd vehicles in the full using in-game money. So you don't have to feel pressured in that way. Um, Just got my upsized passport yesterday. How long does it take for email confirmation? You can just go check out your account details page. And it should show your claimable rewards, what you have currently underneath your account. And also on the shop, you'll see things crossed out that you have purchased. And instead of seeing buy now, it'll say upgrade now for new items. If there is something you think is amiss, friendly Mexican, you can whisper me and I can check out your account. I'll just need your account ID and I could see what's up in the database. But I don't think you'll get a confirmation for upgrading, at least not from identity. Obviously, if you're using PayPal, you'll get a transaction receipt, which are very important. You should keep those handy. If anything ever goes wrong with your accounts, like I need to see the transaction ID for PayPal stuff. It's super helpful. I'm so slow in the chat. Don't die on a speech ball. I'll try not to. Um, oh dear, can your house catch on fire? No. The reason is you will put a lot of cool stuff in your apartments or houses over time. It would be awful if like a stove could catch fire and that would be the end of it. I think players would be extremely upset. So you don't have to worry about your personal belongings igniting or anything like that. Um, Motown's right beside me, speaking to Mark. But you can get tired or something like that, right? I don't think it'll be in Town Square at launch. I don't even know if they want to do that in Town Square, but in the full game, you will have a hunger and thirst. Don't want to say gauge. I don't know how visible it is to the user, but basically, you will be inconvenienced if you don't eat or drink. The examples I've been given so far have really just been you'll walk slower, you won't move as fast, and things like that. So you will have to maintain a certain level of like hunger and thirst. But for Town Square, I don't think that's really going to be a thing. It doesn't seem like a good place to test that out, especially when there's no currency or jobs or things like that or vehicles. Once again, though, later on after Module 1, we'll have the second one, which is SWAT, so you'll be able to try out the weapon mechanics. And then the third one is racing. You'll be able to try out the vehicles there, as the name suggests. So you will be able to do other stuff like that with the pre-release content, just not for Town Square. It's mostly just a social lobby. Being able to get the fundamental features in there, like the inventory system, character creation, apartment customization, things like that, and then build off of that. The programmers have told me it's like a lot of foundation laying. Uh, yeah, 4:38 already. Thanks everyone for joining. This fire sprinkler is already really taking shape. Antoine works quickly and efficiently. It's always cool to see. He pretty much finished that padlock on Tuesday. There's like very little left to do, so. Ooh, ZBrush time. But yeah, and once again, thank you for the mods for showing up. I see all you guys there. The Town Square module is going to be closed access for founder tier and above. Yeah, if you want the pre-release content access, you'll have to have the founder pledge or above. Um, I don't really know the decision behind that. I'd have to ask John, but yeah, unfortunately. Um, yeah, trying to make sure not too much picks up from the guys beside me. Will there be a firefighter and paramedic job? In the full game, you will be able to play certain rescue roles like that. There'll be EMTs and firefighters. The information on those haven't been super, like, there's not a lot really on them so far, at least from what I could get out of the devs, because when they're discussing roles in law enforcement, they're primarily fleshing out the police role first. Um, but yeah, there will be EMTs and firefighters. Wow, Antoine, I don't know what you're doing, but that looks crazy. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, I try to play with some new features from ZBrush,
Nice.
just to find the square shape and I will be fine.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty nice. You're very fluent in ZBrush. I assume it's one of your favorite software tools?
Yep,
Yeah, can really
best.
produce some it can produce some pretty cool designs, I'm not gonna lie. That is nice. Jade, I make up for 20 people. Nice. Um, yeah, so
Oh,
when people talk about the modules as being betas, it's kind of a bit of semantics, really. Internally, we just refer to modules as modules specific things. They're small playable pieces of identity you can get your hands on before the full game. People have called them alphas and betas, and I mean, for short conversations on Twitter where you can't really explain what they are, that's totally fine if people want to call them stuff like that. But really, the way the roadmap looks is we'll have 3 modules focusing on different aspects of identity. Then we'll have the beta, which will have the full game world and way more features with jobs and things like that. And then we'll have the full release. But yeah, if people are asking me if the beta is going to be out, I'll probably clarify, like, are you referring to the modules or the beta? Basically, the I think the devs took inspiration from Star Citizen and how they're doing specific modules. So that's kind of what we're aiming for. Ooh, Antoine, there's a question for you in here. Someone is asking, uh, will you do the low poly model after this one, or is there going to be something he's going to do with this? Don't know exactly what you mean, LCPD, but I know that he will usually do the low poly model right beside the high poly one. I believe he did that
yeah.
last week or last Tuesday for the padlock. Sorry if I, well,
And
yeah.
a good part of the low poly is already done.
Okay.
And from most of the parts, I just have to hide the modifiers. Yeah, chamfer and turbo smooth. And I have
Oh,
my low poly.
cool.
And here I have my same here.
Ah, I see.
Here I will probably delete some edges, but for the most part, it will be like that.
Cool.
Same here. Low poly here and high poly.
Wow, yeah, what a difference, huh? That's awesome. Hopefully that answers your question, LCPD. Sorry if I botched it. But yeah, that's cool. I always like seeing the comparison between the extremely highly detailed models versus the lower density ones. It's cool. Um, can you store drugs and weapons in your apartment or house? I do know you can get a hydroponic station for your apartment to make weed. That won't be in town square, I don't think, but in the full game. So that's kind of answers that part. And for weapons, there will be weapon racks where you can show off your guns. So definitely yes to that. I don't know to the extent you can have drugs in your in your apartment, but definitely weapon racks. And I believe I have it recorded somewhere. Weapons and weapon racks. Gonna be cool to show off like gun collections and things like that. Is there going to be one more small island nearby after release, maybe, so you can travel with ferries or boats? That's not a bad suggestion. I'll write that down. For now, I don't believe so, but would be cool to get more use out of vehicles on the water, right? Got that down. I apologize, I'm so far behind in the chats. But once again, thank you to the mods for answering questions far quicker. Those guys are on top of their game. Silks is awesome. Yeah, Silks is pretty awesome. All of you guys are. That was Jade, Antoine complimenting your skills. You guys show off some cool work in the Asylum Discord. Um, is Pradis Remote 10 coming on today? I would love for them to because I've been alone a lot recently, but they're so busy and it's hard to pull them aside. They said maybe one of them could pop in during the last 5 minutes just to say hi, but it's been very tough to get them on. I would love to because I want to give away more information, but they're the ones with pretty much everything. I'm just a customer service community manager guy. Ooh, Texturias. Nice to see longtime fans show up again. You guys are awesome. I myself have only been here for about 6 months, so it's really cool meeting people from way back at the Kickstarter. Really puts things into perspective, honestly. Cool. Glad to see you around, dude. Enjoy your stay. Um, It's everyone who's part of the closed beta that will get to play around with apartment customization, right? That is correct because Town Square will give you an apartment whether or not you have one in the pledge reward package. However, come full release, if you didn't pledge for one, you'll start off with no apartment or house. You'll have to go out and look for one. And by house, I mean you wouldn't be able to get one anyways. Houses are special things on the server land of the game world. Those will not be offered in the store, but just for clarity's sake. How hard or easy is it to make $1,000 in-game cash? Well, you guys have your own currency name. Mark did just finish the $100 bill. That looks absolutely beautiful. If you zoom into it, you'll see like property of Asylum Entertainment, a game cash, like not for real life legal tender. You'll see his signature and all this cool stuff. It was the one with the Eagles. It looks. I was just like, whoa. Um, I think the bank on it said something like Eagle Bank or something like that. But if you want to get a look at the design of where we're heading for money, definitely check that out. It's the most recent thing posted on Twitter. I still have to post Jade's oven he did recently. But in terms of how easy is it to make 1K in the game, I will search it up real quick. I believe you'll get your answer in this one. I asked, is $1,000 a lot of money in identity? Post that down there. Um, What's the news about private servers? They'll be up when the full game is ready to go. As cool as it would be for Town Square, we just aren't at that point yet. But basically, you'll be able to rent private servers through Asylum. We'll be using Spatial OS with uh, Google's cloud servers. We say rent because they're dynamic. They'll pop in, they'll pop out because they're cloud-based, and depending on server load, they will, increase and decrease proportionally to what tasks need to be done. In terms of how much it'll cost, the devs have expressed interest in pretty much breaking even. They don't want to gouge the community for that because they know that some of the best experiences for RP games obviously come from the communities. And they just really want to see people have these awesome things going in their own environment. So in terms of customization for private servers, you'll be given options about like what is legal, how long will the prison sentence last for murder and things like that. There will be, uh, I totally forget the entire list, but there's a lot of customization. I believe I have a clip here. One moment. Customization. But they definitely want to give a lot of options in the hands of the player. Customize. It is here somewhere. All right, these are a little bit old, back from October, but should do. And here's the second one. If we don't apply for the $30 package by the 23rd, can we still get to play all 3 modules even if we don't pledge before the 23rd? Basically, once the new website goes up with the new shop, the current pledge rewards you see right now will remain the same for a week, and then it'll turn into a more individual based purchase thing. So instead of buying packages, you'll be able to buy items individually. But we will still offer module access, beta access. We'll still offer that even after Town Square is out. It will probably be more pricey by then, but we definitely don't want to say that you need to get it now, because some people just want to see how well it looks and whether their PCs can run it or not. Speaking of which, I brought this up in past streams, but I did end up buying a cheap little pre-built computer to test Town Square on because I'm very interested in the minimum specs myself. Uh, at best, it'll be a supplement to all the like intensive testing that the developers will be doing, but I'm just super curious myself. I love seeing what can run on lower end hardware, and if you guys have any recommendations for me for this little personal endeavor, definitely give me some feedback. I'll post the forum post I made about it, but because one of the most frequently asked questions, I should say, is about specs. What are the max, or what's like the recommended? What's the minimum? I'm super interested to discover what the minimum is. So, if you have any tips about what software is good to monitor your hardware in terms of showing FPS values, showing core usage, things like that, definitely hit me up there because I do want to make a little fun video for the community. Yo, Beach, can you please go ask Motown for an official date of the new website in Town Square Vid? I have. I've been asking the bosses, but still no new information on that, unfortunately. I really want to be able to give out new stuff, but I legit don't know. Um, the answer I keep getting is soon, like before or alongside Town Square, which, I mean, it's not really saying much, but I'll keep pushing for answers, and any information I do get, I will share with the community ASAP because it's definitely important stuff I would like to know myself, and it's a hot topic right now for sure. If they pop in on stream, I'll definitely see what I can get. Wow, it's 4:55 already. Jeez. We'll start to wrap up soon. I'll still try and answer a few more questions. And once again, feel free to hit me up on Discord or find me in the staff directory on the website if you want to ask me questions that I didn't get around to answering. and I'll try and pass them on to Motown or John. Uh, Ooh, RX 552 gigabyte supports the game. I think that's around the same power my graphics card is. I have an RX 460, 2 GB. Um, as I just mentioned, actually, it was good that I brought that up. I'll try to find out around how much power you need to just get Town Square in a playable state. Once again, the developers will have their own methodologies for that. I'm basically doing this for fun. John didn't set me up for it or anything like that, but definitely that link I posted to the forums. Drop me a comment about what you guys would like to see, and I'll definitely try and get the answer for you. If anything, it will be a great supplement to what the developers will be doing for that.
Hey there.
Oh my goodness. Speak of the devil. Kind of. This is our art
Hey, yeah.
director. Motown's popping in, finding a few minutes out of his extremely busy schedule.
Yeah, I
Uh,
just thought I would pop in, show you guys I'm still alive, working really hard.
yeah. So off stream on Wednesday, while you were live with Jade, you showed me the town square. It was looking pretty sick, and you just gave me a list before we went live about what buildings you can enter and what you'll be able to enter later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Really excited about all of those. I especially want everybody to see like the detail and like some of the buildings coming up too. Like the courthouse is going to have this giant courtroom. It's going to look sick. The police station. Did you already go over that list with them? The community?
Actually, no, I didn't go through the
Oh,
full
okay.
thing, just a few stores.
Okay.
S-
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
if you want to go for it, you're the art man.
Absolutely, yeah. So the at Town Square launch, you will immediately be able to enter a few of the interiors, especially the hotel lobby and the karaoke bar, which are attached to each other. That's kind of like your starting point. Um, you that's where you either leave the hotel to go into the rest of the town square, or turn around and go through the elevators to go up to your apartment. Um, the So I did tell you that the furniture store, tattoo shop, and I also didn't mention, what was it? The uh,
This one we
the
left out.
barber shop.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I I'm not. I think those will be ready for Town Square. If
Hmm.
not, then they'll be ready within like a week or two after Town Square is launched. But yeah, there's the barber shop, uh, the tattoo parlor, and the what else did I say? Furniture store.
For yeah.
Yeah. And then we got the clothing store that's gonna look pretty cool. It's a building with a bunch of like windows all around it. Gave us a lot of complications because what we learned during this development process is that Unreal Engine hates glass,
Mm.
especially when glass is visible through other glass. So
Ah,
if you have panes of glass behind glass, behind glass, behind glass on layers. Unreal Engine really hates that. It kills performance, and so we had to create like this custom glass shader uh, that reduced some of that performance hit uh, on everything in the game that has glass.
wow.
One of the challenges with this.
Yeah,
What
that sounds
else
crazy.
was there? So the that was the clothing store. Bike shop. It's right next to the clothing store. It's the same building though.
Hmm. And right now, just for looks, like you can't obviously get a bike in town square, so it's
Yes,
just
that's
gonna.
correct. So you'll just enter the bike shop, kind of look around it and see what's to come. Maybe later on, when we get some vehicle functionality in, maybe we'll let people ride around in bikes in the town square. That'd be really cool to do.
Ah,
But that'll be later.
I gotcha.
The what else? The cinema is going to be really awesome. I think that's probably where you're going to see most people is the cinema watching old movies.
Mm,
These are public domain, royalty-free movies, but they're going to be really cool.
yeah. So, I guess a good question to ask would be, what have you been up to? Because I know that you're doing a whole bunch
Oh
of
man.
like file management with Reich and
Yeah, so yeah, we're just organizing things on Reich. The last couple days, I've been importing clothing, um, importing the interiors that Jade has been working on his stream, getting those set up. That should be done tomorrow.
hmm, awesome.
And importing like just hundreds of props to the engine. Like like we had so much of this stuff done already, but we just never imported it into the engine. We just kind of let it sit there, like stew a little. A lot of the stuff that our community has seen already,
Yeah.
hundreds of props, and we're just now getting around to just moving those into the engine. All really simple stuff. We knew it was brainless to kind of get into the engine and prop the environment. Just static stuff, so it doesn't have any functionality. And
Okay.
finally doing that, Jade has been bugging me recently about seeing some of his stuff in the environment, and I keep telling him, get into it. You need to see some of your props in there the next couple days.
Yeah, awesome. Excellent. So just from the art side of things, because you're the master for the art, you are the art director. How is progress going then? At least from your point of view, from your perspective, your expertise.
Things are nice. I don't know, like,
Because like when you showed me Town Square the other day, there were like some areas of land where like people didn't do the SVN update yet. There was still stuff that was going to be updated in, as
oh
as you
yeah,
said, you've
that
been doing
that
file
that
management,
like, yeah, you did see that the
like the
ground was
holes.
missing there. That
Yeah.
should be filled in now. That should be
Okay.
good to go at this point. Yeah, it's looking good. We'll keep everybody updated if it looks like there's gonna be any
Issues.
matter of delay. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. But at least from the art, it looks nice from your end, pretty much.
Yeah, at least from
Okay.
the art side, everything is looking spot on for sure.
Cool.
The like really excited. Uh,
Yeah.
really proud of our
It
art team.
does like okay, because when you showed it on Jade's stream, I mean, you weren't showing it on Jade's stream, but it was like off on his monitor. It was the first time I really got to see like a fly-by-fly,
Oh, cool! I
like
did not know that.
flying around. I saw some of it off of John's computer, but
I had no idea that you never actually got to see that. But
like seeing all the interiors is actually really
you have the Steam branch. You could have logged in at any time.
I know. I don't want to mess around if the programmers are doing stuff with logging in. I don't want to log in and break something. All right. So it is 5:04. We can start to wrap it up.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
so just mentioning the rest of the so
oh
we
yeah.
talked about the cinema last, uh, art gallery and library. I think that's the last building that we didn't mention. And then after that, after Town Square is launched, we'll have 5 new interiors coming up that will be available shortly after. The DMV, that's the vehicle licensing building, and still nothing going to be there for you to do. It's just going to be an interior to kind of gawk at. Um, that's in the future. What you'll do there though is that's where you'll go to get all your licenses, your gun license, your vehicle license, your anything related to licensing and identity. That's the building you'll visit.
Nice.
With the courthouse, same thing. There's no functionality. It'll just be like, look at these pretty visuals, explore the courthouse, maybe we do some role play. I know some of you guys are into that. uh well, we all are, but I mean, um, uh, but you'll be able to use the courthouse for roleplay if you want to get into a server with just your friends and hang out in there.
Cool. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to check out these interiors.
Yeah. And then we got the bank. The bank interior still also, again, no functionality of the bank. It'll just be really, and that's why these interiors are going in later, because they don't have any functionality. Uh, but we still want to get them in so that people can kind of explore and see some new content. Um,
Awesome.
the coffee shop as well. That'll be really cool. And then finally, the police shooting range in the basement of the police station. And that's when you will actually get to play with guns and shoot some weapons in Town Square.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. Definitely Like I was originally thinking that they were gonna port in the shooting mechanics from Module 2 back into the first one for the shooting range, but I heard range like the art is already pretty much getting underway, and we have a lot of it already, so we're
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
seeing
yeah,
that sooner.
yeah.
I was like, what? That's pretty good.
Yeah, Pav's been working on that for a month or so. The shooting range
Jeez,
interior, so
jeez, that's good.
it's almost ready to go. The artwork is there. We just want to get the weapon mechanics in, and obviously those weapon mechanics they get completed with the second module. And so while we're working on that for the second module, we'll get that done and then put it into the town square so people can kind of get an idea of uh, of what that will be like, the shooting.
Awesome. Yeah, well, it is 5:06 for 6 minutes over time. I don't want to keep Antoine forever. Don't want to. I'm sure he wants to go work on this in
I'm
peace and
fine.
quiet. Thanks, dude. But yeah, we do have to start to wrap things up. So I just like to thank, well, Antoine for volunteering to go again. It's not usual that we have the same artist on twice, so super special props to him. Thanks for the mods for showing up, for the community for asking questions. It's always nice to hang out with you guys, and for Motown for popping in at the end to tell us how
Yeah.
things are going on for the art
Yeah,
side of things.
wanted to say hello to everybody, let you guys know we're still alive.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to get that reassurance. So, I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday, and we will see you tomorrow. The next stream will be Tuesday. Don't know who I'll have scheduled yet, or if there will be anything special planned. But yeah, it'll be good. If there are any questions that you guys that I didn't get around to answering, just shout at Beach Ball, either in the Discord and the staff directory, on the forums, anywhere. You can even whisper this channel. So awesome. I'll talk to you guys next
Yeah.
time.
All right.
Have a
See
great
you
night.
guys. Have a great night. We'll see you Monday.
Thanks everyone.
Wait,
Have
no,
a
I
night.
mean Friday. Or yeah, wait, no, Tuesday next stream, right?
Yeah, Tuesdays and
Okay.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right. See you, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello.